Good evening, my professors, colleagues. Good evening, all of you. I'm going to speak on reliability and cost evaluation of wind power delivery system. Introduction. Power system reliability is the measure of the ability of the system to deliver electrical as demanded to various points of utilization with acceptable standards. Modern power systems generally consist of three hierarchical levels. That was generation, transmission, distribution. These three items become deemed necessary for a generation, because generation should come first before any other thing. From generation to transmission, and then distribution to the consumers. And within this reliability, there are two things that we should be considered: adequacy, system adequacy, and system security. System adequacy is referring to the adequacy, the adequate generation of the power to the transmission, then finally to the consumers. Now, if we have a good generation, then it means the receiving ends are the customers or the consumers. While the security system, security virtually is a minimized violation of the security of the consumers. Then if they don't have security virtually, then it means it will be a missing up priorities, because once you have a good generation, then the customers or the consumers will get the right thing that they are paying. That's the improved power system reliability for the customers. And this study data has been done in Nigeria. We found 6 states in Nigeria to have these data. All of the states were in northern region. Those who are nearly just closer to the Niger Republic. Reason, because of the wind. Naturally, wind energy is totally expected wind before generation. So we try and go there, whereby we think that there will be a wind. This wind always goes within the weather in the year. Now, we get this based on our data, based on the speed of based on the turning up of the wind turbine. Based on the wind. This depends on the speed. Now we got 20.76 kilometers per hour, 18.56 kilometers per hour, and 16.85 vis-a-vis up to the last one, 14.4. Now, we understand that we have the highest wind in Katsina, which has 21.6 kilometers per hour. This shows that in this region we have more generation than the remaining places. This is a map of Nigeria, whereby we pick up the states, whereby we think that we can have more generations. Based on this, we always say that when you have wind power, supposed to be closer to the conventional power system. Reason, because we always talking about the reliability of the power output. Now, we understand that, okay, we use this system software to put this into one single power output. This single output, when we use that wind power, we attach it to the conventional line due to the cost. If you take this wind farm model to a certain places which is very far, then this means that you have to buy or fix your poles, wire cables, and so many other things attached to it. So to reduce cost, always we look about the cost. Reason so that at least we can reduce the cost and attach it for the reliability. It's a kind of backup so that at least the final consumers have a reliability of the power output. Now, effect of the system peak load. The peak load effect shows that the system risk in load increases significantly with the system peak load as shown in our diagram. This load is loss of load expectations. This is the expected load we need. But the problem is that the more people, due to the population increases, then the power will definitely reduce. So in that regard, the expectation, then we have to take charge about that. We have to look for another source of reliability of the power output. Effect of transmission line capacity. The effect of bearing line capacity on the system load, loss of load expectation is here shown below. Now, variation has been gotten when we have put our data. Now, there's line capacity which is in megawatt, while the loss of load expectation always goes virtually about the same time due to the production of the power output. The more load, the lesser, then definitely it will be decreasing. The should be decreasing due to the load. So this, what we think that what is causing all this load expectations because of the populations increase. Now, economists' assessment of transmission system for delivery wind power. There's approximately a linear increase in investment cost with increasing line capacity. The benefits, however, decrease sharply beyond a certain point as seen. As I said earlier, come what may, most of the third world countries, that's what we have been having problem with in power. Most of the third world countries don't look after the increase in population. The more the population is increased, the more needed power expected. So it will be decreased since there is no increase in the output. So definitely the power will be reduced drastically compared to the initial time we produce the power. Effect of transmission line expansion. The marginal net benefit in expanding the transmission line above 50 megawatt capacity is here based on our data, which we considered a line length of 100 kilometers. If you take 100 kilometers, that means that the benefit there is the more you go, the lengthy kilometers you go to the public or to the community, the more people consume more power. So the transmission line above 50 megawatt capacity is always increasing more than this 50 megawatt, the demand. So here we are talking about the adequacy of the power output from the generation, while the transmission will make the request to the generation, this is what we want, to the consumers. Then from there, they increase the output of the generation. Effect of transmission line cost. The variation in the net benefit with respect to varying transmission line cost at the different transmission line capacity. It depends. Mostly, it goes to the where densely populated is, and there are places whereby lesser population. Now, when you take it to that, where the densely population is, quite okay, a lot of people will be demanding more power, more power, more power. So as a result of that, whereby they have lesser densely populated area, they will have more stable power than where it's densely populated. Effect of customer interruption cost. The wind power delivery is, on the other hand, controlled by the transmission line capability and unavailability. The variation of net benefit with the system is shown in this graph. So the transmission line capability and unavailability, these are two things. The power generation have to be available so that at least the transmission line can take it to the public. Whenever we don't have this adequacy of the generation, this means that there's a problem along the line. So what are we going to do is to increase the generation. Conclusion. The reliability of our power system decreases with increased system load for a fixed line capacity. The system reliability improves as the capacity of the wind delivery system is increased. There is no benefit in increasing the line capacity greater than the system peak load. The incremental benefit, however, decreases with increasing line capacity. The evaluation of the expected power output at the load point is a useful method for assessing transmission line adequacy in delivering wind power. The benefit from wind power are greatly influenced by the system peak load and the wind regime at the wind farm site. Thank you for listening.